It is time for our weekly arts and culture segment. Our culture correspondent Song Yoo-jin joins us in the studio. Happy Friday, Yoo-jin.
Happy Friday, Jung-min.
So what do you have for us today?
Well, Jung-min, this week was a very important and meaningful week for South Korea because Wednesday, the first day of March, was the 104th anniversary of the March 1st independence movement. And this refers to the very day when Koreans went to the streets nationwide as they were fighting for the independence of Korea from Japan. So ever since then, March has become a month of independence movement in South Korea. So for this week, I wanted to look at how South Korea is using some of the latest technologies to remember those who sacrificed everything for their home country's freedom. Independence activists are brought back to life. In just a few seconds, faded black and white pictures have vivid colors. Here at the Gwanghwamun Square in downtown Seoul, visitors can meet 15 activists who worked for Korea's independence during the 20th century Japanese colonial period. The Ministry of Patriots and Veterans Affairs made the video to mark the March 1st Independence Movement Day. All this is thanks to artificial intelligence and Professor Woo Simon, along with his fellow professors and students.
There are 4 steps to face restoration. You first restore the picture's resolution and then refine the figure's face so that it looks natural. Then you make the eyes, nose, and lips more distinct by using computer vision and AI. Finally, you give color to the face.
The project took 6 months to complete and bridges the gap between the past and the present.
It feels like the activists are alive because we've only seen them in black and white photos and textbooks.
I think putting them in colour makes it much more relatable and people can identify with it. In black and white, it just feels so distant.
AI is only one type of technology that's used. This art gallery in Seoul displays the belongings of An Jung-min, who's featured in the Patriot Ministry's video. An was executed in 1910 over charges of murdering the first prime minister of Japan. But this family photo and 2 calligraphic works he created while in prison have been given a new lease of life after going through year-long conservation treatment.
We used more than 10-year-old fermented starch paste to patch new paper to the back of the calligraphy. We used similar style silk to repair the torn corners of the photo album. I can't forget how happy An's family members were after seeing his belongings restored.
This cutting-edge technology not only shows what's possible in the future, it also brings back what we need to remember from the past.
Yoo-jin, it's just amazing. So this technology combined with the legacy of these independence activists. So how was it? What was it like covering the story?
Well, Jung-min, we all know that AI is the biggest buzz these days following the craze of ChatGPT and all those AI chatbots, and just being able to witness how this advanced technology is being used to bring the spotlight back to historically significant figures was very meaningful for me while covering this story. And the professor that I spoke to in my report, he actually told me that his team is currently working to restore images and faces of Korean War veterans as well, who fought for the country in 1950. So we'll be able to see more faces of historically important figures this year as well. And going back to the An Jung-min exhibition, it was interesting to find out that the photo album and his calligraphy works were donated by the Japanese people. So although Korea was under Japan's colonial rule, it made me really think that there were still Japanese people who were cherishing these belongings and preserving them really well before returning to the owner's home country.
That's impressive. So, and Yoo-jin, tell us more about the footage and exhibition for those who all just wonder, who want to take a look at them.
Well, first of all, the Ministry of Patriots and Veterans Affairs footage, it will be played on the outside screen of the National Museum of Korean Contemporary History until April 11th. So as it's being screened outside, anyone who's just walking down the streets of Gwanghwamun Square can take a look at the 2-3 minute long video. And as for the An Jung-min exhibition, it's currently taking place at the Ryum Samsung Museum of Art until April 16th. And besides the family album and calligraphic works, works of An, visitors can also take a look at a sketchbook of a Japanese correspondent from the Toyo Shimbun newspaper of Japan, whose last name was Komatsu. He illustrated the trials that An went through by sketching the proceedings after observing the trials himself. The sketchbook was donated to the Korean government back in 2016 by Komatsu's grandson, so a lot to look forward to in the exhibition as well.
Looking forward to it. All right, Yoo-jin, thank you for your great report.
Thank you.